Good afternoon. How are you diddling? Excellent. Me too. Thank you very much for asking. Welcome to another episode of Dazed and Confused, your 3 times a week live show from yours truly, helping you with your social media, your video content, and getting you creating stuff for your brand, for your business, for my second favorite 4-letter word, free. That's right. You heard me right. Doesn't cost you anything to make this content. It just costs you some time and maybe a little bit of effort learning how to do stuff. But that's what I want to try and help you with, is start creating content. In fact, yesterday's podcast, if you haven't heard it yet, go and check it out. It's linked in the section below. It's giving you 3 great actionable tips for one of your social media channels that you should be using now. So go and have a listen to that after this broadcast. Okay? Excellent. So today we're going to be celebrating the fact it is sticker day. My little boy, Max, he would love the fact that it's sticker day because whenever we buy him any, he's 2 years old, he just sticks them everywhere. And we've got Peppa Pigs and animals and all sorts of stuff stuck all over the flat. There never goes a day where you don't sit down and suddenly find a sticker that has been stuck somewhere that you didn't even realize existed. So yeah, there you go. But today is Sticker Day, and I want to talk to you about stickers on your social media content. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. First things first, though, who am I to tell you anything? Well, I'm Simon Scholes. I'm the founder and creative director of Perception Studios, and we're an award-winning visual marketing agency. We're based in the UK, and we help brands and businesses create content that really makes them stand out on social media. Now, that could be video, animation, aerial work, graphical, photography, all sorts of different types of stuff for products and for businesses as a whole. And just a few years ago, it became very obvious to me that not every brand and business was necessarily in a position to spend money on a regular basis having content created. However, we all know consistency on this thing, the mobile phone, is pretty important because that's where everybody hangs out. That's where everybody consumes social media. And if you're not there, then there's a chance you're not being seen. And if you're not being seen, you're not being heard. And if you're not communicating, nobody can hear the value that you've got to give. So I sat down and I came up with a process that was to help people start creating content. I turned it into a book. I called it How to 9 Times Your Social Media. It's still available now. You can go download that in the section below as well. And it's like 99p. And basically, it's a process that takes you through everything from planning through to podcasting and a whole bunch of stuff that happens in between as well, which is all about repurposing your content and just generally making it work harder for you for free. Like I say, my second favorite 4-letter word. So today we're going to be giving you some ideas of something different that you might never have done before, using stickers. And how important are stickers to use? Well, what are stickers, first of all? They're not the things that you just stick on surfaces or your old Panini football stickers. Stickers are kind of like, for want of a better way of describing it, a glorified emoji. Now, some stickers can be animated, they become like in a GIF format, but they're just generally good fun. So you don't have to collect them or anything like that, like Pokemon stickers or football stickers. They are just things that are there available for you to be able to use on most platforms. Even LinkedIn has them when you're posting stuff on your stories. They are generally a stories-based thing, unless you're using apps like TikTok or Snapchat, where sometimes they give you that option to drop things in over the top of your videos or your images. But generally, they're just good fun. So it kind of just livens up your content a little bit. But I want to talk to you about them in a slightly different way for your brand and for your business, because I'm sure you've seen people doing this, but a lot of brands and businesses create their own stickers. So I want you to consider this for your brand and for your business when you're creating your own stickers. If you've got a brand that you want everybody talking about, and then you get everybody talking about it who buys your product and using your stickers on their Instagram stories, their Snapchats, all that kind of stuff, that then really starts to gather a bit of a momentum and get your brand out there even more. So you need to think about creating stickers that are really going to capture people's attention. So it doesn't want to just generally be a smiley face or what have you. You want to be thinking about, what kind of stickers could I create that will really grab people's attention? What kind of GIFs could I create that could then be used as GIFs on different platforms as well? Look at people like Alan Spicer, who was one of my guests on the live a few weeks ago. He's got his own GIFs that people use. Gary Vaynerchuk. There's a lot of people out there with their own specific GIFs so that you can use those on your content And then it's brand awareness. You're building brand awareness with that particular GIF. So think about it for your brand and for your business. What GIFs and what stickers could you create that will really help bring your brand in front of more new people by other people wanting to use their stickers on their content, even when they're not talking about your brand, for example. So, for example, with me, I want people to be talking about the fact I'm a social media coach. I want people to talk about Perception Studios because we create great content. But would I necessarily have images of me talking about social media content, or would I have images of me telling you no, 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 and then talking about something that you shouldn't be doing, or yes, and things that you should be doing? And that kind of stuff could then be used for other people's social media. And then people go, well, who is that? And they search out to find out who I am and what it is I do. And you can kind of see where the snowball starts to get bigger, can't you? So what could you do for your own brand and for your business? So coming off the back end of this broadcast today, I want you to think about what stickers could you potentially create for your brand. Doesn't mean every brand could do this, but there's kind of a way around it for most brands and businesses, a way of making their content a little bit more fun sometimes. And you can use apps like there's FoamCorePrint, which is a great app which will allow you to create stickers. Sticker Maker Pro, Aviatar, I think, is another one. There's loads of great apps out there. Just go and search out sticker creation apps, basically, for social media apps, and you'll be onto a bit of a winner. I think it's a great way of getting your brand in front of people without necessarily really hammering home and down their throat what it is that you do, but people still get a gist of what it is that you do from the stickers and from the GIFs and things like that people are able to use. So please do give them a try, come off the back end of this and just see what you could do. Maybe get a little bit creative. And if you're struggling with creative ideas, go back to one of my old sessions called FOFOI, FOFOI. What does it stand for? Go and check out the session, and that will help you maybe come up with some really cool ideas for your stickers. Okay, we're going to go on to good questions today. If you've got any questions, whatever platform you're watching on, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, please let me know in the section below and what your questions are, and I will do my best to answer all of them before I disappear today. I've got a couple of questions that have come through so far. The first one is from Kevin, asking, what are your thoughts on Clubhouse? So I only got on Clubhouse about a week ago. I was part of the beta test and then kind of lost everything and then had to get back on again. And yeah, I mean, this is coming from somebody who runs a video marketing agency, a visual marketing agency. I think it's freaking awesome. I have said for a long time, audio is a great way of communicating. People can consume audio without any element of friction. And it's kind of just like having a round table with lots of different people listening in. You can just chew the fat. You can talk to people like I am doing right now and just do it on your own. Or you can get guests in and talk to them and talk about different subject matters. There's loads on there. And it's just like having consistent podcasts kind of thrown at you. The only downside being is that when one podcast finishes, it will scroll on into the next podcast. When one room finishes on Clubhouse, that's it. You need to then choose the next room. So it's not as simple to keep listening to lots of different content while you're driving, for example, or when you're on a run. But I think it's a really powerful tool. I think voice is kind of just like a huge thing that people are forgetting all about. There's a lot of businesses out there now who are helping people create podcasts because audio is a great way of communicating with your audience. It is almost damn near frictionless. You have to sit down to consume a video. You have to sit down to read a blog. You have to sit down and scroll through your phone to consume content on Instagram, on TikTok, on Snapchat, wherever you're looking. But a podcast or Clubhouse, you just turn it on and listen. It's that simple. Or stick your headphones in so you don't annoy everybody around you and listen. But whatever, yeah, I think Clubhouse is kind of the next big thing. I think it's probably going to be used more by businesses. It seems to be a lot more business orientated. It's almost like an audio version of LinkedIn without all the other bits and bobs that LinkedIn do for profiles and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's a great tool. And once everybody can get on it, Android included, because at the moment it's only for iOS, I think it'll be massive. I think it'll be absolutely enormous. And in fact, I reckon they've already got the Android version sorted and ready to go. I think they're just waiting to see how well the iOS version has done, which is amazingly, and then start to allow people to invite people from Android, because it is an invite-only app at the moment. But well worth it. If you've got an invite, download it, get it up onto your phone, and yeah, have a listen. Just try not to get so caught up in it that you lose all concept of time, because that could become very, very problematic for you. Okay, moving on. Sarah is asking, what lighting do you suggest for videos? So I've got a blog. I will dig it out. And I'll link it in the section below once this is all over and done with. It's called 3-point lighting. So the most simple form of lighting that you can get if you are going to use lights like I'm using right now. I've got some lighting behind me, backlighting. I've got a light above me to make me not look so red, because I've got pink curtains and a window there as well, which I haven't blacked out today. So my mistake, I look really, really red. But yeah, that's kind of like the simplest format of lighting. The most simple format of lighting is have my desk facing there, which I just sadly don't have the space for, and have the window light me. That's the best form of lighting and the cheapest. So you don't need to spend any money whatsoever. You could just make sure that the camera's facing you and you are facing the window. And then the light from the window will light you nicely and beautifully, and you'll look gorgeous, as I'm sure you always do, Sarah. But if you want to spend a bit of money and you've got a bit more space and you want to make it look a little bit more normal, because obviously the sunlight will change through the day. And if you're doing a long broadcast, the sunlight change enough through that broadcast to make you look very different. If you want to just have standard lighting, don't use a window, black out the window, and then use other lighting, 3-point lighting, like I say, as a basic, to give you a format of lighting of some sort, so that you look lovely again with non-natural light. But yeah, 3-point lighting, the simplest setup. If you want to know what lights to buy, I've got some linked in the section below, which you can go check out the links on. And also recently I bought this actual backlight here that's actually lighting the back wall. Is what's called Andoa. It's a make, but yeah, I got it off wish.com, and it should have been like a lot more money than I paid for it. So just go check that out as well. But yeah, go and have a look at some of the links in the section below. They're quite affordable lights. There's a nice ring light in there and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, right, I'm going to foxtrot Oscar. I'm going to go and have some lunch. And the questions seem to have calm down now anyway. Yet to have. So right, anyway, I will say thank you very much for watching today. If you're watching on the live, brilliant. I will catch you again on Friday. If you're watching on the replay, let me know in the section below. Just leave a little note saying hi, #replay, so that we know that you're listening or watching on the replay. And if you're listening to the podcast, which will go live this evening, hello to you. And if you've got any questions at all, whether watching the replay or listening to the podcast, email me through your questions. My email address is in the section below, and then we can answer them on the next live broadcast, which is this coming Friday. But until then, in these crazy times that we're living in, I will continue to say it until things return to some level of new normality. Please continue to stay safe and have a good one.